Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would film a video talking about my journey as a first-gen Latina lawyer, talking about challenges and wins. Becoming a lawyer with zero connections to begin with and no roadmap was not easy. But I did it, and if you're a first-gen Latina dreaming big, you can too. As many of you know, my name is Alejandra. I am a first-gen Latina lawyer. My background, I am a child of immigrants. I'm the first in my family to get a master's degree and a Juris Doctorate, PhD level, or a doctorate. And I live in Western Washington, where I practice at a small law firm. We're doing different areas of law. Why law? I wanted to be a lawyer because I really saw it as a way to help my community, and I'm sure many of you are passionate and love helping others, and this was a great way for me to help my community, and I love the work that I do. First one to navigate this, going through undergrad, law school, and getting to the place I am, I didn't have very many mentors, but you build connections and mentors come along the way. During high school, I had a great mentor who helped guide me into undergrad, and then in undergrad, I was able to find my mentors. They were my professors. A lot of my professors actually had Juris Doctorates, so they helped me guide me in my studies of pre-law and help build my first real connection into the legal profession. I was able to get an internship that led to a full-time paralegal position, and that was my first with a practicing attorney. I had to build that roadmap on my own. Again, undergrad too, I navigated it by myself, obviously with the support of my now husband, but then he was my boyfriend, and then my older sister. We were going through undergrad at the same time. We relied on each other. The attorney that I worked with, she was and still is one of my greatest mentors today, being a practicing attorney. She really helped push me to go to law school, and then once in law school, again, building connections there. Starts out with professors, and then with professors, that's leading to other communications, learning. And so I really had to find those connections myself, go out there, and go through doing law school. It was a new experience, navigating that all on my own. It was difficult. Having a good family support system helped tremendously, and then having a mentor at the law school that you're at, or my mentors that I made in undergrad, a lot of them did have JDs, and the attorney I worked with, talking to them about certain issues or things that came up was really helpful and beneficial. And you should really try to strive to find mentors, even if they're not in the legal field. I still had professors who weren't in the legal field but still provided so much insight because they knew how difficult school was, a nice community and foundation for me to rely on. As a first gen, oftentimes I think we feel the guilt of us moving on, of going here and doing this, and I felt a lot of guilt sometimes, also because my parents didn't necessarily understand what I was going through, all the work. They were supportive and loving, which is very important, but sometimes you feel like you're moving on without them, or that I'm being selfish and not staying home or doing something else to help my family. I knew at the end of the day, me reaching my goal of becoming an attorney was what was going to help them out in the long run. Having someone making them proud and making sure that their sacrifices were worth it. But that also leads to pressure, right? That we need to go through with this, we need to do this, we can't quit, which is tough. I will admit there was times where it was way too much for me. I didn't want to do it, wanted to give up, but I knew that not only am I doing it for myself and my family, I'm doing it for my community that needs me. I'm not in it for the money, I'm in it to help my community. I want Now that I'm in my second year of practicing law, the relief I see when they meet someone who is of the same background and culture and speaks their language, it's like a huge weight is lifted off my client's shoulders. And so that is why I'm doing it, and I'm so glad I pushed through, because that is why you're doing it. There were many, many moments of doubt, I will not lie. I remember my second year, first semester of my second year was absolutely brutal for me. I was maybe getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. I was balancing work, law classes, and my master's degree classes. And I was working 2 small part-time jobs at that time. I was a research assistant for one of the professors at the law school I went to, and I was working part-time remotely for the law firm that I was working prior to law school. And then a full caseload of law classes and classes for my master's. I was starting to doubt whether all this pain and sacrifice was worth it, because I really wanted to quit. I wasn't healthy, I wasn't eating well. I remember I was living off Hot Pockets and Red Bulls and getting 3 hours of sleep. That was one of the toughest semesters for me, but I pushed through, and I had many moments of self-doubt and whether I wanted to continue doing this, because I'm like, this is the worst. I don't want to keep doing this. But I talked to my sister, I talked to my husband, and my husband saw firsthand how I was struggling. So he made it his mission to make sure that I was getting more sleep, that I was taking care of my well-being, eating healthier, and doing things that helped relax me, and doing things to help my mental health. And I pushed through that semester. It was probably one of the better semesters GPA-wise for me, which was a reminder to me, like, you can do it. Yes, it will be extremely tough, and you will be getting little sleep, but you are staying on top of all your assignments, and that I pushed through. And that's what kept me going, right? That I have wanted this for so long. I'm finally here. But I'm doing this for my community. Again, I find so much joy in helping my community. The legal system is so complex, so being there for them, providing them a little bit of guidance and releasing some of that pressure is why I did it. And I kept reminding myself why I was doing it, which is so worth it. And I am so glad law school was tough, yes, but when I got that diploma at the end, I actually didn't know I was graduating summa cum laude. I didn't know until afterwards when I got my diploma, and then they sent the final class rankings or whatever, and it said summa cum laude, and I was like, I did that? I did that. And it was worth it. I get a little emotional because I didn't think I was going to do that good. And I did. I proved to myself that I can do it. Others can too. And that it was all worth it. And I'm here now, practicing. I'm able to represent my community. One of my proudest moments recently this year is I actually I submitted my mom's naturalization paperwork after so many years of being here, and I went with her to the interview. Saw her sworn in that day, and I did that. She did that I did it as her attorney, but also a proud daughter, and she did that, and I was so very happy, and it reminded me these are the moments that make it all worth it and remind me why I'm doing it and continue to do it. So I really hope that this was helpful, inspirational, and if you are in the middle of law school, thinking about law school, know it's going to be extremely tough, but you can and you will do it. If you put your mind to it, you can get there. If you want to see more content like this or have any questions, please like and subscribe. If you're chasing your dreams, legal dreams or not, drop your story in the comments.